Hello everyone, today let's talk about selection options, which you can find in here. You can see these are really small icons and they are easily overlooked, but they are pretty powerful. So we'll go one by one. First we will start with this one. If it is turned on, you can see that it doesn't have this little red cross in here. And this one says that if you can select links or not. As you can see here in this sample project, I have a link, and if it is turned on, I can select it. If I turn this off, I'm not able to select the link in this view or in any other views. The next one, this one is to select underlay elements. What this means is that if I go, for example, in here in this part of view, and I will put an underlay in here, you can see that I see some elements from my parking. For example, here I can see a parking spot, but I cannot actually select the elements from the underlay if it is turned off. If I turn this on, you can see that I can actually go and in this view select the underlay elements, which I do not think is actually a good idea. The third one is to be able to select pinned elements. As you can see here in this example, I have all of my grids pinned, and now because this is turned on, I can actually go and select them. If I turn this off, I cannot actually select the pinned element at all, so this will protect me from selecting something which I do not want to select. And the last two are the most important ones, which I am using a lot, or not using, but I am changing this setting for myself and my colleagues a lot, because these are the most dangerous ones. And the first one is to select elements by face. What does this mean is that if I hover around this floor, you can see that I can select it when I'm inside of the outline of the floor, so I can select it by its face. But if I turn this off, you can see that if I hover around now in here, I cannot select this, I cannot select the floor. You can see that I do not select anything. And I would need to actually go and find an outline of this floor, which I can do if I go like here on this edge and I try to tap select the floor. But as you can see, it is pretty hard to select it. Now I was able to select it because you have more elements overlapping at the same spot. So I always turn this on. And the last thing is this one, which is to be able to drag elements on selection. If it is turned off, what this means is that if I want to drag element with my mouse, with my left mouse button, that I press it and hold it, I can do this only if I first select the element. So as you can see in here, I select the floor, and now if I press the left mouse button and drag it, you can see that I can drag the floor somewhere else. If I turn this on, you don't actually need to first select the element. You can directly drag it. So if I will now just like hover around, and now I press my left mouse button and I move with my mouse, you can see that it automatically selects it and drags it with my movement of the mouse. And this is not desirable, because if you want to select something with window selection like this, if you have this actually turned on and you want to do this window selection, for example, for these stairs, as you can see, I am not selecting, but I am actually moving this floor in here. So I always turn this off, because now I am able to actually do the window selection, and also my colleagues. And this is like the really important thing for the beginners. They will not be able to move something by mistake, because you first need to always select it and then you can move it. So this was all with these selection options, and I hope it was useful for you.